Hi, in this video I'll be demonstrating how to fix the dreaded failure of one of these levers. Right over here one can see that it has split and eventually the little plastic perches here break off and then it looks like this and it becomes quite ineffective because the lever is closed and look how I can pull and push in this leg. So in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to solve that problem. Now the quick fix is to just use a cable tie and wrap it around here. If I put a cable tie around here it would solve the problem, but it'll also slip off because this is tapered. So what one can do is use a soldering iron and just smear the edges here until there's a bit of a lip around the side here. For example, just that lip stops the cable tie from lifting over here. So by using my soldering iron, I just smear the plastic here to make a little ridge or a lip. Then once I fit the cable tie, you can see that it cannot come off. And there's the cable tie fastened there, the leg moves, and when I tighten the lever, this is stuck. However, what happens if the cable tie is in the way here? Maybe your levers are not tapered like this, and when you close the lever, maybe the cable tie is in the way and it's stopping it from going all the way down. For example, maybe the lever is wider and then it is being blocked by the cable tie. In this video, I'm demonstrating how to use the cable tie, but I'm going to weld it directly into the plastic here. So I'm not using the cable clamping mechanism, I'm just using the cable tie as a type of strap. Right, the first thing I'm doing is just determining where this plastic can be. I can see that if it goes any further than there, the lever will then be resting on the cable tie, which I don't want. So I know that I can plastic weld this cable tie to about there. Right, so I'm melting the cable tie into this plastic that's already here. Just initially, I'm just doing a little bit. Right, so I'm just going to do a little test and see if I drop the lever, right, so that cable tie is nowhere in the way of that lever. So now what I need to do is make it strong. Right, so I'm taking another offcut of a cable tie because I don't want to weaken the other one, and I'm melting them all together. So I'm using that second cable tie as a type of donor plastic. Now, a very important thing is to let it completely melt. Otherwise it won't work, and I have to let it completely melt into the plastic of the camera tripod. Right, so there's a bit of a gap there, so I'm going to take some more plastic from an offcut of a cable tie and just fill in that gap. Right, so I'm just making sure that it's melted on either side, on the back and on the front. Right, so this is what I've got so far, and now what I need to do is pull this tight, and then you can see that it's pushing on that pin. That is going to work because that's quite a lot of force on the pin pressing down. So I have to do this under a bit of force and just making sure that this is strong. So I'm tugging on it, really tugging on it. And there you can see that is completely welded to the little bracket here. Right, now I'm just starting with the first one, pulling on this first one really hard. I've wrapped it around and I'm pulling on it. The lever is up and I'm just welding it on the edges here. I don't want it to snap. So this is just holding it in place. Even though I let this go, it is now held in place. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to weld it off. Right, so I'm putting the second layer on now. Right, so I've pulled the pigtail off and now I just need to weld it all down, make it strong. So I'm smearing some of the plastic from this clamp towards the cable tie and letting it completely melt into those cable ties. Right, if there's any rough edges or burrs, I just sand it down with some fine sandpaper. Right, I just polish it with a bit of a silicone spray. Right, so there's the repair. This cannot move. Open, no problem. Closed, strong. Notice that the lever can go completely against the clamp. The cable tie is not in the way. Right, there's the top view. I'm showing that the pin is held in place by those double cable ties, and there is the repair. Right, my experience is the cable tie around the whole bracket here is the best option. I find it lasts the longest. Also, the cable tie has the ability to stretch, which makes it less brittle, but only if you have no space to put a cable tie around the side do I recommend the plastic welding into the unit.